Greetings everyone. I am Immanual Chelliaya, doing my first year MBA in Finance and Marketing. So today I'll be talking about business continuity plan as a part of my strategic management as a So let's get into the topic. So first is the definition. So basically, what is BCP? Identifying and managing risk to ensure uninterrupted critical business functions during disruptive events. So basically, we can say BCP as a part of any management system, because this is something that helps an organization to identify any kind of disruptions that could occur in the management or in the organization at any particular point of time. So BCP basically helps the organizations in various ways, so that which we'll be discussing more in this content. So let's get into the next topic, is key elements of business continuity planning. So first is risk identification. So the main element of BCP is basically identifying any sort of risk that could be anything, like such as natural disasters or like earthquakes and hurricanes and etc. Then like cyber attacks that could occur into the organization systems, and supply chain issues that could occur in production management, and also like any kind of market fluctuations and economic crisis, which could be external risks that could occur to the organization. So this is one of the key elements that is part of BCP. The next is mitigation strategies. So talking about mitigation strategies, it is something that is preventive measures and safeguards the organization in order to like mitigate and identify any kind of risk and take such actions that could prevent. Next is that could be told like employee training for any kind of a disaster response. For example, if we take into consideration of any drills that takes place in an organization or in institutions such as like a educational institution, like they have a fire drill on a regular course of time. That is because if anything that happens, that the possibilities of that happening is very less. But in case if it happens, so such drills could help the organizations to recover at a faster stage. And next, the other kind of mitigation strategies could be data backup and recovery systems. In case of any talking like theft of any data within your devices in the organizations. So any backup could always help the organizations to take up all their old sources. So many companies, they take up warehouses, like data warehouses, or rent data warehouses in order to cope up with these issues. And next we could move to recovery plans. So basically, that is step-by-step action plans for resuming operations. So if any event happens, or if any disaster or any problem or issue arises in between the operations or activities of business, a recovery plan or a policy mainly it will help an organization to come back to their positions or come back to their actual happenings within a short period of time. Any MOU could be also a recovery plan. The next could be communication protocols for stakeholders, or like contingency sites and alternative work arrangements. If in case anything happens to this part of the building, where can we shift, or where, in which department can we collaborate and work with? So that is one part of recovery plans. And let's move to next part, is influence of BCP on strategic management. So business continuity planning is an integral part in any organization. So how does it influence in strategic management? So first is improved risk management. As I've mentioned earlier, it helps to identify risk. So when a risk is identified at the first place, managing it becomes the easier part, isn't it? So it basically provides a proactive identification of risk and helps to assess how long it could occur, and also helps to take a better decision depending on the analysis of the risk. And also on a larger scale, it helps to minimize the potential financial or reputation losses of a company. So any kind of risk it could be. So certain risk could damage the reputation of the company, or it also could make the company lose its market share. So when a risk is identified, the direct influences helps to improve the risk by thereby helping the company in various ways. So next is enhanced business resilience. So basically resilience, you can talk about like how adaptable BCP could help a company in being. So ability to adapt and recover quickly from any kind of disruptions. So BCP helps in that way. So when company is able to adapt, they have a continuity in their operations, so they don't have to lack where they were. So this will help them to come back to the positions that they were maintaining in. So this also helps to maintain a customer confidence that any kind of disruptions this company can handle it, or this organization can come out of. So this directly helps in gaining customers confidence and loyalty. Next is competitive advantage. So any company that is lacking in BCP, we can see that there will be any like they wouldn't be able to cope up with the market or cope up with the risk aligned to it. So when there is a BCP there in an organization, it helps to deliver consistent services during any kind of disruptions, and also it helps to attract risk conscious customers and also investors. Next, we want to move to stakeholder confidence. So when there is a BCP implemented in an organization, it helps to demonstrate a commitment to business continuity, right? As I've mentioned earlier. So any disruptions, BCP planning is there or implemented, company can continue without any disruption. So right, so thereby building trust among customers, investors, or any kind of partners, and thereby increasing the stakeholders' loyalty and trust. So we move to the final part of this presentation is integration of BCP into strategic management. So we have seen how it influences. We have seen the elements. So now we could see how integration of BCP is helping the strategic management. The first is collaborative approach. So when there is a cross-functional teams involved in BCP development, it enhances the business ability. So thereby ensuring clear roles and responsibilities for implementation. And also it helps to increase the coordination with the external partners and also vendors. So thereby, BCP helps in collaborative approach. Next is continuous improvement. So BCP helps to have a regular review and updating of BCP is required when there is an integration of BCP with strategic management, and also conducting drills and exercise to test BCP effectiveness. So if they are implementing BCP, as I've mentioned earlier, so such drills or sudden inspections could take place in an organization in order to maintain or know the effectiveness of BCP within the organization. And finally, long-term sustainability. So protecting critical assets of an operations and of a company is very important. So BCP integrating with strategic management, this helps directly, and this also helps to ensure business longevity and viability. So having BCP within the strategic management helps the business to run for a longer period of time, unlike being for a certain period of time and going out of it. And finally, BCP helps to strengthen the foundation of strategic growth. So within the long-term sustainability, when there is a BCP integrated with strategic management, it ensures there is a strong foundation within the organization so that there is a strategic growth for a longer period of time. So that is all about BCP. So in a short word, BCP could be told as a sudden emergency, or a simple word like a drill for an organization. So that's all. Thank you.